Hey everybody. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Come on, Chemical Torts hat.
You know what I'm saying?
Bird. Bird. Come on,
What's up, mama?
come on, double promo. Mm,
I mean, there we
There
go.
you go. There you go. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right in, okay?
Yay.
All right. All right, so first I'm gonna do my intro because it's about
Okay.
me. I'm kidding. So, everyone, hi everybody. Welcome to Real Black Creatives, where I interview Black creatives of Jacksonville. Either they live in Jacksonville, they once lived in Jacksonville, or they are from Jacksonville. Okay. So with me, I have. Am I calling you your government name, or am I calling you your stage name? Huh?
This is your show. What's
Okay.
up?
So I'm gonna call you Abstract V right now, but I may call you your
Okay,
government name because
gotcha.
that's what I'm used to. Okay.
Hey,
So
hey,
Abstract, introduce yourself.
um, hey, my name's Abstract V. I'm an artist, producer, songwriter from Jacksonville, Florida. I've been making music for like 10 plus years now. And this is my first interview, so
Yeah.
excited.
Hey, come on,
Yeah,
media training.
there you go.
You're in that media training in.
You know?
So we're gonna jump right into some trivia before
Whew.
we
Okay,
get into. Okay.
all
So
right.
on your bio, it say you're a producer. So we're gonna do some producer trivia. Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna give you. We're gonna do. We're gonna do three producers. Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint. If you need another hint,
Mhm.
tell me. Tell me you need another one. If you need another hint, tell me you need another one. There's only three hints per
Okay,
producer.
gotcha.
What you
Understood.
get
All
at
right, let's do it.
three, that's it.
I believe I can do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So this is easy. This one is easy. I'm gonna start off easy.
Okay.
All right. Um, this producer was discovered by Teddy Riley at his high school talent show.
Is that for real?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I
Come
know.
on. Pharrell Stan. Come on, Pharrell Stan. Okay. Next one. Pharrell was correct, by the way. Okay. So this next producer, while a student at Berklee College of Music, he made a DJ duo / EDM group called Loud Pack.
Okay, give me a hint.
Okay, another one.
Berkeley?
Most famously, well, to me, works with Rico Nasty.
Oh, okay.
Who is it?
That's your boy Kenny Beats.
Kenny
Come on.
Beats. Good job.
He did go.
Okay, this one.
Okay.
This, what do you say?
I forgot he went to
Mm-hmm.
Berkeley.
Okay, this one's a little bit of is a curveball.
Okay.
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 All right. This producer both produced songs and written them for Rihanna and Katy Perry. It's a woman.
Am I allowed to ask what songs?
Uh, no.
Okay.
I just made it.
You gotta give me a hint.
Okay. She was on the movie Pitch Perfect where she played a lesbian gambler.
There you go. Yeah. Esther Dean.
Esther Dean. Okay, good job. You got it all correct.
Come on, information.
Huh?
So come on, I know information.
Come on. The nod is working. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into some questions about your origin story. Okay, who is Abstract V? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Who are you underneath the Temple Courts hat? You know what I'm saying? All right. So first question: you have a lot of R&B origins, right?
Mhm.
So tell me about the first time you realized, okay, like I want to do music and how R&B influenced that.
The first time I wanted to do music.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a specific moment, I should say. It was a series of moments. It was never like, oh, Eureka, or this is it. It was like just being inspired. Like I remember high school just watching videos on YouTube. It's like this is before I'm talking like Ryan Leslie, you know, like building records.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the process from, excuse me, seeing the process from like its infancy into an entirety of a record. And I was like, wow, like he did it all himself. To like wanting to learn how to play songs on the piano, you know, like this is Drake, this is 2009, Drake coming out, you know what I'm saying? So that turn of, oh, okay, you can actually fuse hip hop and R&B together, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's kind of like what got me, and that's when that was the season where the shift of like, oh, I'm actually capable. I want to attempt this, and I'm actually capable of doing it. That's when it began.
Gotcha. So you also played a musical instrument in high school. Can you tell the people what musical instrument that was?
The foghorn. In high school,
yeah,
I played the saxophone.
Saxophone.
I played the piano, but I taught myself how to play the piano. But in the band in high school, I played the saxophone.
Okay, gotcha. So was that like, what made you want to do band? Was like a Masego moment? You know, so was there a girl you were like, okay, she likes to play music, or was it like I want structure in my life, so I need to like?
Honestly, the reason I got in band is because I didn't do anything in high school. Like in middle school, I was on the swim team. I was in like this health club. I was active, but in high school, I didn't really do too much. It was like, so I was like, okay, well, before I get out of here, I want to do something. So in the 12th grade, I joined the band and picked up the saxophone because I played saxophone when I was like in 4th grade when I was in New York.
When you was in New York, you said? Okay, that's a good segue. So you were born in Florida, right?
Yeah.
And then you moved to New York.
Yeah.
And then you also have Jamaican heritage. So that's like a lot of different sounds and different influences all at one time. Can you tell me how each part actually plays a part into your music now?
So I just want to make sure I understand the question. You're asking how does each like cultural influence from my background play a part into the music I make now? Okay. I don't know. I never actually sat and thought about that just because like it's crazy. Like it wasn't the cultural in its entirety. It didn't exclude me. I should say it's not like I grew up listening to reggaeton. Like I definitely grew up listening to reggae, but I never actually associated it to like my musical influence now. Even like I remember literally like just plugging the headphones into the CD player and listening to Sean Paul's album and watching my family dance and stuff like that. Like, but I never. I guess. So I guess to answer that question, thanks for allowing me like to move forward into answering it. Melodies. It really inspired melodies. I learned to love the melodies in each area of the culture that I grew up in. So like I love the melodies in reggae. I love the melodies in like Florida music, you know what I'm saying? I love the melodies in like the East Coast sound, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that answers your question.
Yeah. So which one would you say is like your favorite? Like which one would you say is like your go-to? Like when you're writing a song or producing a song is like, okay, this is the framework of it all.
I rephrase the question. I don't quite understand.
Like okay, so you have the Florida, you have the New York, you have the Jamaican, right? Which one is your favorite? Like what sound out of the three is your favorite?
I don't know. Like I love R&B. I guess that's, I don't really know what reason R&B comes from, but
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Black.
This one. Yeah.
Right. So as an R&B lover, would you agree with people saying that R&B is dead, or what do you think?
I guess my response to that statement is who's people. Second of all, the only reason something is dead is because you're not exposed to it. That doesn't mean that, you know. So it's like, I guess the answer to that question is no. I don't agree with that. Like, there's absolutely. I found an artist. His name's Flower Child. The last quarter of 2020. Yeah, thank you. and he would probably been my most played artist if I found him earlier in the year. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, it's just like, what is it? Only boring people get bored. You know? It's like only people who aren't looking for something don't find it. So.
Right. So besides Flower Child, who's some R&B that you're listening to?
That's a great question. Myself. Absolutely. I've been listening to myself. I'm just going through a lot of like old records, just like, oh, okay, wow. Like, so basically there's a video and Virgil talks about, I know, right? Virgil basically talks about how if you have like kind of creative, like a block, always go back to like the first thing that inspired you, you know? So like something that's been inspiring me is honestly myself. Is like, wow, I've really made some timeless records, and now I'm excited to be in the season where I get to release it. To add to that, so myself, Flower Child, another guy, I think his name is pronounced Sebastian Mikel. Really super talented group of folks. Who else? I mean, I guess Smino counts as R&B. You know, like he's a singer. He's like, you know what I'm saying? He does like a rap sing combo. What other R&B do I listen to? There's probably more. I'm blanking right now, though. Maybe the second I have more.
Right. No, that's a good list, though. That's a good list. All right, so we're gonna segue into the now, right? All right, so music. A lot of your music, because I like literally have like a front row seat to your music, right? A lot of music comes from like heartbreak, makeup, breakup, right? How do you live in that kind of vulnerability, or is it like a process that you have to do every single time that you want to record a song to tap into that kind of transparency?
I'm gonna kind of like work my way back to answering that question.
Okay, cool.
In my creative process is more of when I'm working with myself and other artists, the music tells me what to say. So two things. Well, that, and then the second thing is a download. It's as I am not the creator. I am just a pen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the things that come out is a download from God. I take literally like no credit on that. So when I say the music tells me what to say, I like to create experiences. I like to create like, how would you say, a place where it literally plugs you in and unplugs everything else from around you. So with that being said, if I'm making a record, I'm like, okay, well, what's the location that I see when I hear this, and what is the feeling that I feel in that location? So it could be, okay, I write a record about, it feels like we're at the beach, you know, but it feels like we're at the beach at night, you know, and it's just the softness of the waves crashing, you know, and the moonlight on the water shining and being the brightest thing there. You know what I'm saying? And we can like go whatever direction that goes with that, you know, but like the music tells me what to create, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. So how do I word this? So like you also songwrite, right? So the music is telling you where to go and you've written a song. How does it feel to hear someone sing or maybe even rap the lyrics that you've written?
Not out of arrogance, but it feels familiar. It's like, that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. And honestly, it's more of like surprise. It's like, oh, okay, that sounds way better than what I thought, you know?
Yeah. What's your favorite song that you've written so far?
You gonna make me pick one?
Yeah, just one.
Oh man. Okay. The one as of right now today, like the one that I'm probably most proud of is I wrote a record with an artist named Kaeva. It's called Take Your Time. It's a duet record, but it's really like ethereal. Like it was very interesting to merge both of our creative types together to produce a record that literally like, you know, required us to take our time and be present. You know what I'm saying? To talk about being present in love of the safety and vulnerability of it. Like not like love without attachment, not just the infatuation of love. You know? So that's why.
How did you get to like, what experiences made you know like to say that? you know what I'm saying, like love without attachment and like how to experience real love. Like what have you gone through to make music from that place in the first place?
So I just want to make sure I understand. So you're asking what experience have I had that made me have a clear perspective on where to write from? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Doing it wrong for so long to like frustration of I can't do it this way to finding out how to be safe within myself so I can be present with someone else.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Now it feels normal. Before it felt scary.
Yeah.
Not like it used to. Stepping every step felt like a leap of faith, you know. And now it's like now it doesn't feel like my feet are on the ground anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
I gotta write
that's a box.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Gotta write that down.
It's in the song. It's not in the song.
So your newest single, Getaway, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know my mind's in the jump, right? Your newest song. So tell me about that process. Tell me about the writing process. You know, let's get a little transparent. Why it took so long you to put it out in the first place? Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about that. Yeah, we're getting shady.
Okay. The writing. So what's the question? Because you said a lot of
just
things.
Tell me the whole start to finish. You wrote it, you recorded it, and then it's been, shout out to Gail, then it's been a bunch of time before you released it. Mm-hmm. Right? So tell me about each step.
Well, so like I said, I don't make these records.
Yeah.
So you know what? Actually, I'm actually gonna put it out with promo for it too. That song didn't start out as that song at all. Mm-hmm. That song. So there's an app called Voicey, and people just put like instrumentals up and like sing to it and stuff like that. So I just literally kind of like freestyle, to be honest, you know. And I was like, just came up with the melody and filled it in with words, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I just like let it be. Then found this phenomenal beat, and I was like, okay. So I was just like, I don't know if it was like, I don't remember the exact order of operation, but like if it was like a recollection of like, oh, okay, let me try to put this on top of that and it fit, or if like when I heard it, I knew it was that was what it's for. So basically the hook kind of like fell into place for that record. And then when it came to just writing the verse, it was just like the verse. So what I've learned is like if your hook is the why, then your verse is the what. Like what is this about? And the hook is like, yo, like boom, here you go. That's why this is important. You know? So and to answer why it took so long, there was the record didn't just have to be developed, but my character did. Yeah. You know? Mature enough to release and promote to how do you say just walk with it and like give it away, you know. So I'm in the process of like building relationships with people, building relationships with people, making new connections, finding out like the trust within myself to take the step. Remember I said every step felt like a leap of faith. I felt like my feet weren't on the ground anymore. Each process of growing to, okay, now here you go, and I can just put it out without dang, am I doing it wrong? Is this gonna work? Is this gonna go? You know, it's just like, hey, like just share the art, you know. And it's crazy how the old thinking that I used to have was that I had to have everything ready before I can go. And oftentimes the lesson is learned through taking the action, not the information beforehand. You know? So when I finally like when I literally let go of the fear of failure, maybe even success, I was able to just be and to like literally like be present without the attachment of any fear or anything like that.
You said you made like new connections and had new relationships. How much is Vibe Live connected to that transition and growth for you? And tell us what Vibe Live is for the people.
Vibe Live is a studio. Vibe Live is a record label. Vibe Live is a venue. Vibe Live is a vibe. Great group of people, phenomenal group of people. Just learning to like, it was one of those things where it's like letting go of what you believe the future of a success was gonna look like because of old relationships, lack of perspective, to actually be like connecting with people and going, oh, okay, cool. How do they inspire it or affect it? Getting feedback from other great artists that weren't biased.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, without attachment again, like I'm getting feedback from other people who can see it from the perspective of an artist and a consumer and a producer, and not just like a music producer, but I mean a person who produces a product, who like, hey, I'm this artist and I'm sharing my music as well too, you know. So it was just I don't even think it was more of, it wasn't just them. It was my ability, like my willingness to let go of control, you know, gave freedom, which is kind of like the irony behind the reason why most people try to hold on to control, you know?
Yeah. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, as a sound engineer, speaking of vibes, as a sound engineer, as a producer, how important is it to create a vibe in the studio?
Music is it's a spiritual experience, you know, like short condensed version is, we're made in the image of God. God said, let there be light, and power, life and death, and the power of the tongues. I'm making a record. I'm creating. I'm literally doing the act of creating the same thing that God did. So it's absolutely a spiritual experience. So when it comes to creating a vibe, there's a mood, there's an atmosphere, there's an understanding, there's an agreement that has to be known between everyone in the creation process. And the best way to do that, the best way to create is vulnerability, you know, like taking the precious pieces of yourself and exposing it and molding it into something that has never been before. That's kind of like what creating music is like.
And how do you create that vibe?
Sorry, I didn't answer that.
No, it's okay.
How do I create that vibe? Transparency. Literally, just like I said, just letting, having understanding, like having genuine connections with the people that I create with. Like, it's not, we're just here to just make a product. It's like, I'm literally making music with my friends. I'm making music with people that I do life with, people that I call, that if we weren't making music, we would go get some food or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would tell them about my good days and my bad days. I'm making music with people like that. So creating the vibe is literally just about, what is it? The vibe is the authenticity of the vulnerable relationship. Like I said, if we're both in agreement of like, I feel safe, I feel safe and I'm willing to be vulnerable, and they feel safe and they're willing to be vulnerable, we can create. You know, it's literally an intimacy.
Yeah. So that question was, and we've had this conversation before, was birthed out of this podcast I was watching where they were like, everything that you love about Justin Timberlake is Pharrell and Timbaland, which we know is like the main producers, main creators, and a lot of JT, like solo career JT music. And how like them being in the room and like just them being in the room created some like of the best music. And like recently, like you and I, we watched Justin Timberlake's concert where like a lot of the dance moves was like very like very boy band, right? So I was just wondering like if you think like when Abstract is in the room is like, do you know like, okay, when I walk in the room as a producer, I'm going to make something that matters. Like, do you believe that? Or is that something that you like still work on? Like, what do you think?
So I want to make sure I'm understanding. Are you asking Are you asking about my level of confidence within myself?
Okay, sure, yeah. Take it like that. Go through that.
I believe in myself. I know that I literally know that I'm great, and not necessarily out of arrogance, but it's like one thing that I'll never be able to do is hear my music for the first time, but it doesn't mean that I might enjoy it. Well, you know what I'm saying, the 100th time.
Right.
And what is it? The vault shows, you know, the like everything that's in this vault that I have that I'm now just giving away shows, and it's very interesting to watch it happen again and again and again, like to literally not miss,
right?
You know? Like to literally not miss, to like, and that's the thing that like you asked just to say, call back to your question about like how did vibe impact. It's like I'm great, like great plus greatness equals great greatness, literally that.
Yeah.
So I believe that this season now, man, I've let go of the doubt of my greatness and just let it show me.
Right.
You know?
No, period. So, you know, that Justin Timberlake thing is kind of like a hot take, you know what I'm saying? People are like, no, he's good by himself. So I'm going to open it up I have one question about a hot take or just about something that may be a little controversial. And you're going to tell me how you feel about it, okay? You feel comfortable with that? You good with that? Okay. Yeah. So, again, knowing you personally, right? I've seen your music or like your vibe, that word is so overused, but I've seen your vibe go from CHH or Christian hip hop to more of this, like, not free spirit, but you've let go of that Christian hip hop background label, right? Why is that? What was that transition like?
I don't believe, and from my perspective, I've let go of the Christian hip hop background. Because I mean, I write records about love, and God is love. You know, like, so it's like I've let, what's the word? There we go. Short version is everyone's walk with God is different. You know, not everyone doesn't have the same walk. So for me, it's like I thought it had to look like everyone else's, and I was like, no, just be. Like, fail forward. You can't do anything for God to love you more. So I was like, okay, so just live and just figure it out, and let's walk together. So that's like I don't promote. What'd you say? There you go. Am I back? Okay, cool. 8 o'clock went off. Hopefully I turned it off. Anyway, I don't promote. There we go. I don't promote negative things, but I do speak on my experiences. Right. Know? So I guess if that like kind of like answers that part of the question. I don't remember the second part of the question, so I do apologize.
It's fine. You're A-okay. So, do you have any other music hot takes that you like to share with the class?
I'm out my business. Mind my business.
You mind your business?
I know how to take nobody. I can answer your opinion, but I ain't got. I'm like, hey, this happened. No.
You got no hot takes. We all about love over here.
Yeah. You know
well, at Abstract B, we're all about love.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The T on the next episode.
So we're gonna play a little game called This or That. Okay. I'm going to give you two options, and you have to tell me which one you're going to pick and why. It's giving school. You know what I'm saying? 5 sentences or more. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's giving. LOL. All right. So.
Brittany's comment.
Yes. So, we're going to start off with, would you rather open up for Smino or Mick Jenkins?
Let me think. Smino or Mick Jenkins? Smino.
For why?
It's most of my stuff is R&B. I'm not a hard rap person, and Mick Jenkins is like boom bap. You know what I'm saying? Essence. I'm too soft, you know, for an aggressive rapper. Like
I was gonna listen. I wrote a bar.
I looked at the list. I wrote a bar. I looked at the list. I wrote.
Um, I already know your answer.
Okay.
But To Pimp a Butterfly or 2014 Forest Hill Drive, and why? Share with class.
You asked me why is To Pimp a Butterfly the greatest album of all time? What'd you say? Is that what you said? Absolutely To Pimp a Butterfly. It's a story, you know.
We got to go to couples counseling over this.
That's funny. And look at this auntie. Yeah, like absolutely. Just To Pimp a Butterfly. It's jazzy. It's neo soul. That's where the love. That's my heart. You know. So I'm not. I enjoy boom bap, but I don't love boom bap.
Right. I know.
Okay.
I know. We have an argument about this. We have an argument about this where you say the Untitled Unmastered, which is Kendrick, is like not. I don't know if it's his next album, but it was basically all of like the unused things from To Pimp a Butterfly, and you say that because I love that album so much that I might as well just love To Pimp a Butterfly, even though there are two different vibes and two different albums.
It's not though. It's not two different vibes. It's the same vibe. It's a funk groove. It's just extra records. It's the deluxe version.
Okay, we don't have that much time. I'm not about to argue with you. Because this whole thing will turn into an argument about rap and hip hop, and we don't have that time.
We find each other somewhere. That's funny. Keep going.
Would you rather be college roommates with Justin Timberlake or Usher?
Absolutely. Justin Timberlake. I mean, absolutely Usher. I don't want no hair in the drain.
You can just make clean it. LOL. So who do you think would win in the verses between those two people?
You said, why is Usher the greatest R&B artist?
Exactly. No, like,
underneath Michael Jackson?
Exactly. Why do you think Usher will win? Like what song you think they're in the arena, right? And JT just played, I don't know, like what would he play? Like, I don't know, what's the song? Senorita. Right? And then Usher's DJ plays this song, the song you about to name, and the crowd go bananas. What song do you think that is?
Superstar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If Justin Timberlake plays Senorita, it's such not a competition because Usher is actually black.
LOL, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's such an it factor that's non-existent with Justin. Just the simple fact of like he's inspired. He's, what is the word? Assimilated. Is that the word? Did I use it right?
Who, JT? Yeah. Appropriated.
Like it's appropriate. Okay.
Black people assimilate. White people appropriate.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, you know, but it's just like he borrowed appropriated elements from black culture, where Usher is black culture. So that's the reason why, in my opinion.
So I'm reading this book about the death of R&B to prepare for this interview because I know you love R&B so much.
You read books?
LOL, shut up. And so, and the writer of the book said that there was something missing, this intangible object that was missing from R&B after a certain point. Do you think that intangible object is blackness? Or like the connection to blackness? Because you said Usher would win because he's black, which is, I believe that too. But.
What is the thing that's missing in R&B now? Is that what you're asking?
Like to make someone, not now, but just to make someone like true R&B. Do you think that intangible component is the connection to blackness and black people and black culture?
So, how I'm seeing the question is through black, like through black people. I'm thinking of like what is the thing that makes like great black artists, and it's There we go. There we go. The thing that's missing is Black joy, you know? Like, that sounds good for me for the internet, so I'm leaving it there.
That's the clip we use.
Yeah, it's Black. Look, really, it's Black joy though. Like,
Yeah.
Ironically, I saw Jill Scott, and I was like, she is such a great artist. Like, I would love to just like sit down and listen to her, just have a conversation with her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like when you see like genuine Black people happy, when you see Black people genuinely happy, you smile too. You know what I'm saying? And watching people who love to sing and love to like create, you know, and share and stuff like that, like that's the thing that that's the thing that I feel like isn't necessarily the same. Sometimes I feel like this is just my opinion, but I'm also not plugged in the way, you know. So I say all that to say, I don't see that as much. I don't see like, you know, that softness. It's a softness. Everything is hard and not necessarily aggressive, but lacks this vulnerability that I remember seeing in R&B when I was young.
I agree.
Thank you.
That's good. We can leave it at that because that was such a good answer.
You know what I'm saying? Content.
There you go. So, before we wrap it up, tell everybody where to find you, what you got coming up next. You know, that's a good point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what do I have? Let's take love and spoon this up. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
What do I have coming up next? Just be ready for 2023. Nothing's stopping. This is only building up. I have my records coming out. I'm dropping the track every month. I got records that I'm working with other artists, collab pieces of singles of stuff that I produce, stuff that I've written. Like I'm emptying the vault 2023. I am leaving nothing in there, and I'm only getting better. Thank you, appreciate you. I'm only getting better. I'm literally like, God is faithful. You know, yeah. Where can you find me? Most places _abstract V. All one word phrase, I guess. I don't know. Same thing on Spotify. Well, it's actually on Spotify, YouTube. It's all Abstract V, Apple Music. Yeah.
Don't forget to stream his new single Getaway.
Don't forget to stream my new single Getaway. Share it, send it to your mom, and get her to send it to your grandma. Yeah, y'all. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being my guest, even though you were probably low-key forced into it.
You know,
love that. Huh?
That's my arm hurt.
LOL. Okay. Well, thank you again for being my first guest of season 1.5 of Real Black Creatives, where we interview Black creatives of Jacksonville.
Oh, that's right.
LOL, stop. Do you have any last words to close it out? Pray, give a benediction. What you want to do?
What would I tell people? Be patient with yourself. God is faithful. God's not rushing you. And you can't miss whatever's in your path, whatever's in your life. So just get up and do it one day at a time.
Perfect. Okay, bye, y'all.
All right. Come on, benediction.